Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And today we're going to be talking about the top 5 natural 5-star dark monsters for real-time arena. And so just to get right into it here, just to explain myself a little bit, these dark monsters were actually really easy to choose. There's clearly a top 5, and then there's like the top 5, and then there's like a bunch of other monsters like right here that were really good, but they just weren't at the same level as the top 5. So let's talk about it. The honorable mentions I would say are Zeratu. It would also be Nyx. I would say maybe Mananan. Those are the main ones. Yeah, okay. I'm done. I'm done giving honorable mentions. Okay, moving forward, number 5 on the list is Kraka. So let's talk about Kraka for a little bit. What makes her so good in RTA? What is it? What should it be? Okay, it's her 3rd skill. An ally is revived with 30% HP and is able to use all skills. The revived ally is also granted 1 turn of invincibility. So if you kill somebody, you can revive that monster with all of their skills back. That is really good. Really, really nice. It's nice to have. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then you have a 2nd skill that attacks all enemies and weakens the defense for 2 turns. So you have your defense break. And then the 1st turn, whatever, attacks the enemy with a sharp blade, inflicts continuous damage for 2 turns. Whatever. But it's really this skill here that makes her insane, because lots of monsters are gonna die. They're gonna die in RTA. It's gonna happen eventually. But if you have Kraka that's gonna be reviving them with full skills, say you kill somebody that you've been working really delicately to try to kill, and then Kraka's just like, man, screw it, I'm just gonna revive it. Say it's a, I don't know, say it's a Theomars even. Just take a free-to-play monster for instance. You kill it because he had a Chaseun that was just reviving, doing the, the thing every time it gets to like no HP, revives it back, gets down to no HP, revives it back. Meanwhile, the actual Theomars itself is wreaking havoc to your team because it's defense breaking, it's violent proccing, it's revenging, whatever else it's doing to you. And then you finally get it down and you're like, yes, it's done. I don't get hit anymore, I don't get torn up. And then Kraka's like, okay, now we're back to life. Oh wait, it has Endure again as well. So again, same cycle comes back. Here comes the Chaseun over and over and over. It gets annoying. Okay, you guys can see how that works. Runes, it's up to you. Really, this is what we're looking at. That's all that matters. Okay, moving on from Kraka, we have number 4, which is Fermion, or Fermion, whatever you want to say. Again, I don't care about the names. I know I butcher all of them. I'm sorry. So let's talk about Fermion though. His passive skill is so cool. I really love his passive skill. So the inflicted damage decreases as the number of surviving allies increases. So the inflicted damage decreases as the number of surviving allies increases. So the more people you have available to you, the more people you have on your team, the less damage you're going to take. So think of it like a wall, like you're kind of spreading out the damage to your allies. They're helping you survive. Now, as more allies die, as they get picked off, your damage is increasing. So your damage is increasing. The damage you take is increasing as well, but your damage is increasing. So what does that kind of remind you of? It kind of reminds you of, oh, yeah, that's right. Your 10% HP lowers, attack percent increases. So as the battle goes on, you're gaining attack, you're losing your HP. So he kind of scales perfectly with RTA, where he turns into this massive damage dealing glass cannon, just like everything else. But at the beginning of the fight, he's super hard to kill. If you do want to get him down first, because you know he's going to scale really well at the end of the match, it's going to be tough because he's decreasing the damage that he's taking. So it's super hard to kill him. Plus, if he's paired with like some other dark monsters and he's got this 50% HP, you can put that as your leader skill and it makes it hard to kill. Also, he has punishment, which works perfectly because Fermion's not really a support monster, but he's more of a defense nuking monster. Okay, so in continuous damage for 3 turns, the initial damage decreases according to defense. So, damage increasing to defense. We talked about this before. That defense scaling monster is going to be doing better than HP scaling monsters because, again, the HP is getting taken away as the fight goes on. So defense is going to be super hard to get rid of once you get into that situation. And then first skill removes the beneficial effect. But wait, let's go back to the passive skill, because the passive skill, additionally, the enemy you attack will be provoked for 1 turn. So you can have a monster with will. You say, I don't really like you having will. I don't want you to have a turn at all. Actually, I don't have a buff remover. I'm just gonna provoke you because I don't care about your will. I don't care about anything. I just want to provoke you. And I'm gonna take super low damage because I'm Fermion and I have all my friends to help protect me. So pretty cool. Let's look at what he increases into. Critical rate 15%. So he's super easy to rune. You could build him attack. You could build him defense, crit damage, defense. You could build him HP, crit damage, defense, which I would say is probably the safer bet to go. But really, just think damage on Fermion. Plus, he's so cool. He's so cool looking. I think he's cooler looking than the art amount, in my opinion. I like the dark tones, the purple, stuff like that. So we spent a lot of time on that. Moving on though, we have number 3 is Sylvia. She's just an obvious choice, okay? Randomly selected ally also attacks when you attack during your turn, so you can pick anybody, and it just attacks with you. Having that there with like a Vertihile, something like that, is just super strong because you're going to be stealing so many turns from the team. It's ridiculous. And you're also going to have super, like say you pair it with a Theomars or something like that, you're going to have a fun time with Sylvia on RTA. Not only that, but Cutting Magic attacks an enemy and then removes all beneficial effects on the target. If there are 2 or more beneficial effects removed, the attack bar of all allies will be increased by 20%. So if they have, say, Shield Will, you remove those, you increase your attack bar. Plus, since you're attacking, you also get a monster to come with you as well and help damage that monster that you're removing the buffs from. And then the first skill, each attack has a 25% chance to increase the chance of dealing a glancing hit for 2 turns. So glancing hits are really nice, so if you have a nuker on the other team that you don't want to really nuke, you can reduce the chance because you can glance it, make it glancing. HP is really nice. Defense is really nice. For RTA, we want to make sure we have that. Speed is really nice as well. I would build it speed, defense, HP, violence, really whatever else. Will, revenge, something like that. Revenge, I wouldn't say, I don't think it procs with revenge, but if you guys have it, you can test it out. Guild War, 33%, that's cool. Doesn't really help us in RTA. So moving on from Sylvia, we have Gianna. Gianna obviously on the list because it stuns the enemy and removes the beneficial effects because it removes them and then stuns them at the same time, which is awesome. And inflicts continuous damage. It's a bomb. It's a Sierra bomb. So you bomb, you gain another turn, you remove the beneficial effects, and then you increase your attack bar again, etc., etc. Bombs, removing skills, all that fun stuff. Personally, I would build her a little bit tankier, just because you don't want to build a glass cannon Gianna, because it's gonna get, it doesn't have too much protection unless you have something that can protect it, like say Huadam or something like that. So you can also build it swift. That's also an option. So you can build it swift. You could say, I want to remove all the beneficial, why can't I talk? I want to remove all the beneficial effects, and then I want to bring in someone like Barad, drop their attack bar to 0, freeze them, and then pretty much from there it's GG. Okay, I don't need to worry about Gianna. You guys know how to ruin her. And then moving on to the number 1 monster, I don't think there's any comparison. I think this is an easy choice to have number 1. It's Ragdoll. Ragdoll is so insanely overpowered. Even like in other aspects of the game, Guild Wars, Arena Defense, RTA, God, he's so cool. I wish I had a Ragdoll. He's one of the monsters that I really want to have. Based on this, increases the attack bar of all allies by 25% if an ally receives a critical hit. So, if you have an AoE, you hit this monster, and this monster for a critical hit, you're increasing your attack bar by 60%, which is, I mean, you're gonna go, you're getting the next turn, you're getting it. Now, second skill. The damage of this attack increases as your HP drops. If your HP is below 30%, the enemy defense is ignored. So if you get hit pretty hard, boom, you can just nuke somebody out. First skill, lands continuous damage. So this means that, hey, maybe building a vampire would be an option. Vampire with, let's say, HP crit damage defense, because we're building it for RTA. Remember, we wanted to make sure it's tanky. It has some really nice defense and really nice HP subs, so doing that might not be so bad, because we don't really need to worry about speed as much, because we know we're going to be receiving critical hits throughout the match. Even if it's a full support team, they're still going to be dealing critical damage. It's just look at this. You can even increase your defense of all the allied dark monsters with his leader skill, which is great, because guess what? RTA scales off defense, and then you have your awakening into critical rate 15%, so it's so much easier to rune him. He's going to be ignoring that defense, he's going to be nuking people down, gaining his health back because he's on vampire, gaining his attack bar back because of his passive. Yeah, it's a ridiculously OP monster. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and comment and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. As always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.